my song?
In a quick
Stop
second.
asking me my song.
Because you usually just transition to it. Jacob, you can see me, right? Can you see me, Jacob? This is the notebook. Here it is. Yeah. So if the entry comes back.
Looks like the cover of a book called Yellowface.
Oh.
Which is it's a like satire racial diversity book.
Okay, I felt like I was gonna have to make my first note.
No, it's the name of a book, and
that's about.
It's about an unsuccessful author who she witnesses the death of her former classmate, and her former classmate is a Chinese-American author, and she decides to rewrite the manuscript of her dead friend's unpublished book, and then takes all the credit for it. So it's like big cultural appropriation, plagiarism. But I haven't read it.
Isn't that sort of the plot of what's his name? Evan Hansen?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that one.
A little different.
Okay.
That's just a liar white dude.
So, and this is a liar.
For some reason, sympathize with.
This is a
lying. And he sings the song,
you
"You Will Be Found," and you're crying, and you're like, "Wait, this man lied to everyone he knows."
Yeah, but this is a lying. I'm assuming Asian person.
No.
Okay.
It's another lying white person.
Okay, well, turn
trying
up.
to benefit on her dead Asian friend.
Turn up. What was the song?
Show me the meaning of being lonely. Is this the feeling I need to tell me why I can't be there where you are? There's something missing in my
boom boom.
heart. Beautiful. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, January 8th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, wild night of basketball, a surprise blowout, dunks, buzzer beaters. We'll get into all of it. Jimmy Butler doesn't want to come to Memphis. That's okay. Whatever, Grizzlies look closer to getting Gigi Jackson back, so that's exciting. We'll do some Oops, We Missed It Again, stories from the week we have not gotten to. The Titans fired their GM yesterday. New sports leagues debuted, like the TGL. Unrivaled is coming up later this month. I am intrigued. DeAngelo Williams will join us. We never know what we'll talk with him about. And then we'll end with story time and WTF. If you are joining us live, be sure to vote on the story time of the day options on YouTube. Smash that like button. If you make it through Wednesday, you can make it through the week. That's what we say, CJ. That's what we say. That's what we say.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Sharon, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three! Take three!
Bane for three. Bingo! This man Bane.
Heating it up.
Blocked by Jaron.
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Ring in the new year at Southland Casino Hotel to win your share of over $100,000 in free play, cash, or a 2025 Lexus. On New Year's Eve, we're turning up the energy with incredible entertainment. Dance the night away to the beats of DJ Epic, Jerome Chisholm, and the M-Town Band, and an electrifying performance from Troy Laz. There's only one place to win when the clock strikes midnight, Southland Casino Hotel.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700. Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Dusty May was at Florida Atlantic last year. Tonight you'll watch him coach at Michigan. So why do I care if a football player decides to leave one place where he's making whatever money to go somewhere where he's making even more? It's what most coaches do every year. So I cannot stand it, and I mean can't stand it, when the coaches sit up there and act like these young people are doing something wrong.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, happy 2 more days for you to get your bread and milk from the grocery store. Although I have heard, CJ, they're out in some places. They're running low.
I heard yesterday that they were out. Like I brought it up, the Kroger Fraser, from what I heard, was out yesterday.
I heard the Whole Foods on Poplar was out of some. I was out there getting my hair done yesterday. They were trying to prep. They were getting all excited. They're like, we're going to be home on Friday.
We're not. Just so everybody knows.
We will be here. We will be here to guide you through the snow, no matter what.
How much snow is necessary to go skiing down the Mississippi again?
I haven't tuned up my skis in a long time.
What do you mean tuned up?
And I haven't skied
skis?
since I tore my Achilles. But they say that the ski boot is actually really good for your Achilles because it's so sturdy.
Yeah.
I think we would need at least a foot of snow.
So 8 inches would be?
I think 8 would be too small.
So we need 12?
I think we need a full 12.
So to have fun, we need 12 inches?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
Okay.
But
I think 8 inches is just fine.
They're making me nervous.
Okay.
Because they're saying, like, at first it was 3 to 4, and then it was like, it might be 8 to 10. And when are they going to cancel schools is the real question, because we know that'll come before anything else.
They'll cancel them like Thursday. Because isn't it supposed to start Thursday morning?
No, so Thursday evening.
Let me take that
Late
back.
Thursday.
Early Friday morning.
Yes.
That's when I think it's supposed to start. So they'll, I don't know how we find out about school closings anymore. I don't know how you did it.
Days.
You woke up.
Scroll.
You just sat there
that
and was like,
everything.
Come on, update scroll, put my school on
Back in my day,
yes,
we used to joke that the superintendent for our school district in Colorado had to drive a Hummer because they could make it through any snowstorm. So we rarely even got a delay.
Are we making Hummers anymore?
I don't know.
I miss Hummers.
But that was like the cool car of the moments. We're like, yeah.
So
schools hate us.
So when I switched from elementary school to public school, to the private school never closed for snow days. And the rule was, if the headmaster can make it to school, you can make it to school also. Never mind the fact that the headmaster at Montgomery Bell Academy literally has a house that is Bill Street to the FedEx Forum. So he's living where Bill Street is, and the school is FedEx Forum. It's like, he's gonna be able to make it.
Of course.
My dad made me get out in one of the most traumatic moments of my life. He made me and my friend get out of the car and push the car because the car got stuck in ice and he didn't want to do it.
I will say it takes a lot for me to turn on like the local news these days. No disrespect, I just worked in the local news forever, so I continue to. I had my reps of local news, and so big stories are what drive me there. And I did turn it on last night to try to figure out when the snow was hitting. I then turned it over to the Weather Channel, and before we get into all of the sports action of last night, as we prepare for snow, the images out of California this morning are horrifying, and specifically Los Angeles. obviously spent a lot of time there. I have a lot of friends there. I've had friends texting me throughout the night, waking up every hour to 2 hours to try to make sure that the evacuation orders have not expanded to where they live. Thus far, it's been mostly the Pacific Palisades and some areas north of Pasadena, but over 30,000 people have had to evacuate. And we have no idea what the damage is thus far, because overnight it was 0% contained. Like, the winds are creating fires that at this point are just unfightable. They're trying to mitigate as best they can, trying to get people out. But it's really scary. It is a literal hellscape, and so I am thinking of all the people there. There's already been a lot of spots that some of my favorite, like getaway spots, restaurants, beach areas that just look completely devastated by this round of fires.
Not to bring it all the way back to Civ 6, but like
not
fires on one coast, blizzards in places that there shouldn't be blizzards, or snowstorms rather, in places there shouldn't be snowstorms. To start the week, we had that massive snowstorm stretching from Kansas City to D.C., from Ohio down to the southern part of Kentucky. We saw the pandas in the snow. Yeah, this type of natural disaster type stuff, not to be a doomsdayer, but in Civ 6, the video game, like, that means the game is ending. Your turns are almost up. Can't wait for Civ 7 in February.
The howling of the winds. That's what all my friends keep saying. Like, I can't sleep because even if they're not in an area where the fire has spread, the winds are just crazy that you hear it echoing throughout any building that you're in.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers to everybody in that community. Please stay safe. How close is the Rose Bowl to the fire? We can't lose that. That is an American
They're using
institution.
the Rose Bowl as one of the preparation sites, so
good.
they should be, knock on wood.
Good.
Somebody said, not to trivialize, but like an image of the fires in the background with the Rose Bowl center would do numbers.
Oh, yes, it would.
Like, it would be the most interactive. That's disgusting. Like, I hate that.
But I mean, that might be the way we stop climate change, right? Like, hey,
not
the Rose Bowl.
No,
not the granddaddy of them all.
It is. I've seen. There's so much disgustingness. Shocking. There's disgustingness on social media, but people be like, "Oh, good, it's a bunch of rich people in Malibu." No, these are communities that are interspersed with, and it doesn't matter. It's people, and like, where have we gone as a society? It's an intersperse of economic situations and big houses, small houses, restaurants, grocery stores, places of business, libraries. There's a beautiful art museum. The Getty Museum is not touched so far, but there's like a Getty Villa that's been along one of the most beautiful places you can go in that area. Anyway, thoughts and prayers. I know even after the Lakers game last night, J.J. Redick was talking about how his family has been impacted and had to evacuate. So it really has touched everybody. That said, CJ, I'm curious, what did you watch last night? There was a lot of basketball on.
I caught, in some order, I can't remember how everything popped off because it was last night and my memory is bad. Caught that ass whooping Tennessee took from Florida.
Okay.
I caught Michigan and Golden going off. And I caught, for some reason, I was still up. I ended up catching the first 3 quarters of Celtics Nuggets.
So I had originally wanted to watch Celtics Nuggets, and then when I saw that Jokic was out and Aaron Gordon was out, I was like, I don't really need to do this. So we watched the first episode of The Penguin last night, which is awesome. Colin Farrell scares the hell out of me with how he looks in that show. But then I tried to get in bed early, and I was just scrolling through social media, catching up on everything that had happened. And as you alluded to, the absolute good old-fashioned butt-whooping that the #1 team in men's college basketball, the Tennessee Volunteers, going into last night, the last undefeated team in men's college basketball this season, undefeated no more. They scored 43 points. They lost to Florida by 40. That is a chomp moment for the Gators. And for a team that was close to averaging 80 points a game in Tennessee to be held to 43 points, nothing was working. They shot 21% from the field, 4 of 29 from 3. It is the first time a #1 team has lost by 30 points or more since 1968. We have not seen this since the 60s. And that is what happened to the Vols last night.
60, I saw.
Hate to see it.
I saw that. That was Wooden's UCLA beating the hell out of Houston in the Final Four. I forget. I guess SEC Now, is that a show on the ESPN? Somehow I ended up over there at some point.
I would assume that's SEC Network.
Yeah, maybe at SEC now on SEC. I don't know.
On ESPN was that golf league that
Okay,
we'll talk about in
was
Oops, We Missed It
SEC
Again.
Network then. Ron Slade was on desk. I forget who the other guy was on desk, and he said that Florida is now the only university to beat both a men's basketball program and a football program, the number 1 ranked team in both of those sports, by 30 or more points. Wow. Florida ended up beating Florida State, who was ranked number 1 at some point in time, by 30, and then last night they did it to Tennessee.
In the swamp.
Yeah.
In the swamp.
What a way to bounce back from that Kentucky game.
That was I caught some of that game.
I caught the tail end of it. Yeah, that was a fun game.
The SEC, we talked a little bit about it yesterday. They're just such a strong conference this season, but an embarrassing one for the Vols, who will say, that's exactly what we needed. And it just might be, but it is still embarrassing to lose by 40 no matter what.
How not that this would matter, I would assume that they're still, not only are they in the field comfortably, but they are going to get a top 2 seed, right? Even with a 40-point loss on the road. This week, though, how far would you, everybody else holds up, everybody else wins, how far would you drop this Tennessee team?
What was Florida, 8th?
Florida was 8th, and Florida and Tennessee have the exact same record, and Florida just beat them by 40.
So you have to have Florida.
So Florida hit, Auburn
When I was
ahead.
an AP voter, this is the kind of thing that kept me up at night, because God forbid I didn't want to end up in Gary Parrish's poll attacks. I was like, I can't do
Did you ever make
anything.
that?
No, of course not. I was psycho. I still have alarms in my phone to this day for like 11, because I don't delete my alarms. We've gotten through this. I have hundreds of them. Yeah. One of them is for 11:58 p.m. that I used to set on Sundays that said double check final scores for final AP vote submission. Because if something happened late on a Sunday and I missed it, I would be so nervous that I would be the person who gets pointed out like, that girl doesn't deserve an AP vote. In this case, though, I would feel obligated to move Florida ahead of Tennessee. Thus, it would depend how far up of a jump I put Florida. I'd probably put maybe like 4 or 5 at this point. Florida at 4, Tennessee at 5. But again, I'm not an AP voter. I just get to casually enjoy the games at this point.
Right now, the way it says, I'm just going to go through.
That's what I was going to look at.
I'll go through the top 10.
So I would bump Auburn to 1.
So Tennessee 1, Auburn 2. Then it goes Iowa State, Duke, Alabama, Kentucky, Marquette. We talked about how fun they are. Florida, UConn, Texas A&M.
And Alabama and Kentucky are both 12 and 2. So yes. I would jump Florida at 13-1 with a 40-point win over the number 1 team in the country up to 4, and then put Tennessee right behind at 5, and have Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, as long as they all win. And Duke had a big win last night.
And then so you move Alabama behind Tennessee.
Yeah. You see the Cooper Flagg dunk last night?
I did.
The coast to coast.
I've got to watch more
Cooper
of this guy
Flagg.
so I can start hating on him intelligently. I hadn't watched a whole lot of Flagg.
I'm going to watch more so that I can start appreciating him more intelligently. This was nice. That was a nice dunk. On a night of many, many dunks, of which we will show all of them. Why are you giving that face? Are you being a hater? Are you saying that Cooper Flagg coast-to-coast dunk was eye-rolly?
It's cool.
Okay.
The way you people were making it seem was like.
I mean, look at the strides. The one-handed.
Okay.
The authority.
All right. Listen, man.
This is what my people, this is what Jacob's people, this is what it's all about, okay?
Listen, all right.
All right.
He absolutely dunked on dude. I will say that. He absolutely dunked on him.
Look at those fans. They're losing their ever-loving minds.
Look at the Duke fans at the Duke player.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. They're supposed to do that. Oh.
Think of what they've seen in their lifetime.
Wait. We got to stop this white-on-white crime. I don't think it was that great now that I'm looking at it again. I feel confident with my whole chest out. That Cooper Flagg dunk was all right at best.
So keeping that Cooper Flagg dunk in your mind.
All right.
I want to take you through the 3 best plays from the NBA last night.
Let's do it.
One of them's not a dunk.
Okay.
But I think, in my opinion, the play of the night, the moment of the night, was in the Hawks-Jazz game. And it's how it all came down at the end. The Jazz were down 3, if we can roll the end of this one. Jazz down 3. Ball's going to end up in Colin Sexton's hand. 3, ties the game. 2.9 seconds on the clock. Hawks going to inbound. Trae Young from half court. Game winner. Oh. And the reaction from Trae Young, the quick turn and wave to the crowd, that is a showman right there.
The wave,
Trae Young does not get enough credit for his showmanship.
Straight from the wave, to the cold
Yes.
before everybody gets there to get him. Throw that back up there, Jacob, because I want you to. I don't know if we've talked about it enough on social media. My man in the corner for the Hawks. So this everything's playing off. Colin Sexton gets it.
Okay.
Colin Sexton takes a shot, makes it. Watch my man right there. Look at how dejected he is.
But then
you got to get up and
so
turn
now we
him.
have to watch his reaction.
And the shot goes in. And
Arm
it's
straight up.
Straight up. You've got to, in that situation, turn him. Don't contest because you don't want to foul in that situation. I understand that. But get up and try and turn him once or twice. And then, so he loses sight of the goal and maybe gets a little bit discombobulated, a little dizzy. You can't let him just walk into that shot. That play, better than the Cooper Flagg dunk.
And Trae Young had 24 points and 20 assists. I think that was his third 2020 game of the season. We might not be talking about Trae Young enough in this little basketball world, but okay, that's better than the Cooper Flagg dunk.
That's
Next
better.
up, may I interest you in this year's 40 under 40 top award winner, LeBron James, recently turned 40, and this was the dunk that we got from LeBron last night. The switching of the hands. Ooh. It was nice. Lakers got blown out by a bad Mavs team on the second night of a back-to-back after they lost to the Grizzlies.
And then
It's fine.
He gets a steal also after the dunk. Didn't have a particularly great game.
But the hand switcheroo.
It did happen in a loss to a Mavericks team that may as well have had you and I out there on the court playing for them. So I will say this. Trae Young's buzzer beater is 1. I'll keep Cooper Flagg at 2.
Okay.
LeBron's dunk is at 3. Just because it was meaningless and it didn't lead to a win against a team you should have beat the hell out of.
All right, so far, Trae Young, half
Young,
court.
yes.
Cooper Flagg, coast to coast. LeBron's 40, switching hands dunk. Finally, Zion Williamson came back last night.
I did not know Zion came back.
We've got to do a better job in this NBA.
I did not know Zion came back.
I needed, clearly, like a red alert. I needed multiple alerts on my phone. I saw that he had been upgraded to questionable, but I missed that he was officially playing, and I would have loved to watch the Timberwolves-Pelicans game. Pelicans did lose to the Timberwolves 104-97, another big night for Anthony Edwards, but Zion Williamson, windmill dunk in game. This man has not played in 2 months, and his first game back, he throws down the windmill, looking just like he did at Duke back in the day.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Trae Young buzzer beater.
Trae Young buzzer beater.
Oh, this is tough. 2-3. I can be convinced out of the way. 2-3. It is.
Ugh.
But you know, it's a special place in my sports hating heart to hate on the really, really good white Duke basketball player, right? Like there's something fun about hating Christian Laettner and J.J. Redick and Grayson Allen. Oh, the hate I had. I wish Grayson Allen was still at Duke. Like, it was so much fun to just randomly hate him. But
I need Cooper Flagg to kick someone in the nuts.
Cooper Flagg repeatedly. Because Grayson did it repeatedly.
He was the tripper.
He was hard ER on the end of that, Jessica. Wow. Cooper Flagg's dunk was on somebody, though.
True. Zion's is wide open court.
Zion does that in warm-ups all the time.
He's been hurt. He knows everyone's going to be looking at him. Everyone's going to be talking about how's Zion moving.
He's up and down. Good. Up and down, Zion gets up.
I know.
Like how does he move? How does he move laterally is the question. But he's still, I think he'll always be explosive. I will go Cooper Flagg because he dunked on somebody too. I hate doing it.
Wow.
Trae Young won. I thought it was going to be 4, but Trae Young won. Cooper Flagg's dunk 2. Zion's is 3rd. And then LeBron's is 4th.
The king is 4th. He's 40. Have you heard? He's 40 years old and he's still throwing down that dunk, and you're putting it 4th on the night. That's okay.
He had 18 points.
I will say this, because it was in open court, and I know this is never going to happen. Like, this is never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. But if it did, it would be the most powerful paramedic the dunk contest could ever ask for. It would take the dunk contest from dead on arrival to the most lively event of the year if we ever got Ja and Zion in a dunk contest. And again, I know it's never going to happen, but just tantalizing the idea of it last night, watching that Zion windmill dunk, you take the 2 guys out of South Carolina, number 1 pick, number 2 pick, 2 of the best dunkers in the game, and put them up against each other, it would feed families, it would save lives.
you've got to, if you're Adam Silver in the NBA,
all the money.
You got to be like, hey, yo, NBA PA, come here, let me holler at you. This All-Star game, we're getting killed for this All-Star game. It is going to, at some point, start losing value for the TV partners. We've got to find a way to get the energy back in it. And the way to get the energy back in it is to put these two in the dunk contest. Find what can we do working with you to pressure them into doing this for the good of the sport and for the good of the money that we make. Same AAU team.
I think Ja was how I realized Zion was playing last night. Ja tweeted Zion back tonight. I was like, oh, thank you, Ja, for the alert. I appreciate it. Speaking of being alerted, I won't let our audience not know the big game on tonight. It's the Thunder-Cavs game. It's history, CJ. Only the second time in NBA history where multiple teams have won 30 of their first 35 games. And they play tonight. It's on ESPN at 6. It is the first time in NBA history that a team riding a 15-game winning streak will play against a team riding a 10 or more game winning streak. It's gonna be exciting. And it is on ESPN. I was ready to dunk on it and be like, and you can't watch it. No, it's on ESPN at 6.
Perfect time for it also.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Jimmy Butler, a little unnecessary text message from his team to Chris Haynes yesterday, but at least we know we can move on, figure out what's next for the Grizzlies, and it looks like Gigi Jackson's return could be just around the corner. We'll also talk about the new TGL Golf League that I randomly stumbled into last night. Titans fired Rand Carthon. We'll get into all that when we come back.
I can't wait to see what your number one. If that's your number two.
Number one for me.
Come on, man.
I listen to the bells of Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross's Christmas album.
I gotta go back and listen to that one, man. I'm sure I've heard it.
To the bells and they made me remember. Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Anticipate each challenge, make a quick response, capitalize on every opportunity, and win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with The Warm-Up Show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Somebody who really has done what they were supposed to do, or maybe wasn't expected to do, is Jalen Wells, the Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
What you're seeing right now is him showing that, hey, no matter where I was going to go in the draft, I was going to be ready.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Doom, doom, doom.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Jimmy Butler doesn't want to come to Memphis. It's fine. It's whatever. I saw that post from Chris Haynes pop up yesterday. He takes his phone out. He alerts the people that Jimmy Butler has informed teams not to trade for him. And Chris Haynes specifically called out the Memphis Grizzlies. Other reporting has included, I believe it was Kevin O'Connor who said the Milwaukee Bucks were given a similar message. What this tells me is that when Jimmy Butler's team says he will play anywhere, it really means he just wants to go play for the Phoenix Suns. He just wants to try to see if he can make it work with the Suns. And maybe the Suns are crazy enough and insane, or crazy and insane, those are synonymous, but to figure out some way to pay him a supermax down the way, I don't know what they're doing with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's agent came out today, said he, at this point, has no interest in waiving his no-trade clause, so that would significantly harbor the Suns' abilities to go out and get Jimmy Butler. But now in Memphis, we can sit back and enjoy the show and not be a part of it.
You can't, I think regular Jacob sent us the tweet about Haynes saying the same thing about Kawhi Leonard in Toronto, and it ended up still happening, and Kawhi went out there, finals MVP, and Toronto got a championship out of it before they had to completely blow everything up in the next, 5, 6 years.
Yeah, how's Toronto right now?
Terrible. Although, Dick is explosive. He's a really good player.
And
He's
Darko's
really
a good coach.
Yes.
Like, I believe in Darko and what they're building there, but they are deep in developmental time. Deep in the D in developmental, and Grady Dick.
I saw Dick.
You were gone when the Grizzlies played the Raptors, and I was so disappointed for you.
It irked me. I couldn't talk about how explosive Dick looked in that game.
I know.
But the difference in Kawhi and Butler, Kawhi went and played that season and then left.
Yes.
Butler will go to a place, be disgruntled, and make life hell for everybody there. So when Jimmy Butler says, hey, don't trade for me, it's probably in your best interest to leave him where he's at. And if I was one of the 29 other teams in the NBA, ain't no way in hell I'd bring him through. Unless I was a Phoenix Suns. So 28 teams. If I was the Suns, I say, okay, because we got to do something. We've already, are they in the second apron yet? They got to be in the second apron, close to it. We're already there. We got to find a way to get much, much better than what we are right now. Because if we do all of this and don't get a championship out of it, what was it for? It was all for naught. It would be one of the most disappointing things a franchise has done in all of sports.
Well, and did you see who the Suns lost to last night?
No.
The Charlotte Hornets.
Oh,
I did
see that.
10 straight games. The 7-27 Charlotte Hornets.
LaMelo had a big game.
Beat the Suns.
I think he had 32.
He was inspired by his brother's song.
Bend
the corner.
Whoa.
Hey, if Don Staley says it's a banger, I'm comfortable calling it a banger.
All right, Don, calm down.
The song is taking over the world. He's going to play at Rolling Loud in Los Angeles. Yes.
No.
I was saving it for Music Friday.
It makes sense.
It doesn't.
Didn't AB perform at Rolling Loud?
So.
And when that was when he was doing this whole thing? Like that?
Yes.
Like, okay, yeah. Like
those were the days.
this.
Anyway, forget about Jimmy Butler. Forget about that, JB. We already have a JB. More importantly, there's a guy named Gigi Jackson who it looks like is close to returning for the Grizzlies. The team announced that he was assigned to hustle practice yesterday and then was recalled to the Grizzlies following practice. It has felt like we are getting closer and closer to his return. He's been going through multiple exercises, work with the team. We've seen him getting shots up. He looks itching to play. He is still one of the youngest players in the NBA, and so you know that he is beyond ready to get back to playing basketball. We're right around like the 5-week mark from when we got that last injury update where the team said he would return in 6 to 8 weeks. So that window is very close. And that's great because the trade deadline's not until February. And so you have some weeks here where even though the Grizzlies have not seen themselves at full strength, and still won't, as Vince Williams Jr. has to work his way back. But if Gigi comes back, it looks like Ja is close. It's been called short-term versus long-term. I can't wait to see what the injury report is for the Grizzlies-Rockets game, just to see what the designation is for Gigi. Does he get the doubtful designation? Does Ja get the questionable? Like, is there a chance that Ja plays? I would say there's a non-zero chance that Ja plays on Thursday. And then you can start getting a real idea. And I get it, like everybody's quick to jump from Jimmy Butler to the Cam Thomas sweepstakes, and some people are interested if you could figure out a way for Brandon Ingram. Okay, like we can have those conversations after you see what you have this season. Because again, everyone's a transaction thought this time of year. No one is safe.
That hooper over there.
That hooper over there.
In the chat.
You identify him, he's gonna be the hooper over there
Yep.
to help your team win a championship.
The chat
this year.
wants Kyle Kuzma for some reason.
No, stop it.
Reddick brings this up, and I
The
bet
chat is reckless.
And I bet a lot of people would agree with, not everybody, but I bet there would be enough people who would agree with the fact, like, oh, I forgot about Gigi. It's been so long this
You mean
season.
Gigi, who in his last game had 44 points, and Gigi, who shot 36% from three as a rookie and was second all-rookie team, and
When was
averaged
that?
like 22, 5, and 3
When was that?
last year.
Okay, that's why people
But
forgot.
see,
It was
Grizzlies
last,
fans
what,
want
March?
to forget last
April?
year, so it's easy to have a black hole in your brain
Mm.
of the Grizzlies 2022-2023, or no, sorry, 2023-2024 season. See, I can't even get the year right. That's how much we.
That's how you forgot it. Yeah.
I went straight back to the season before.
Yep.
But anyway, Gigi Jackson can potentially, and now the question will be, like, was he putting up big stats on a losing team last year where he was a focal point? Now, without being the focal point, what could he be your
How effective
sixth
can he
man?
be?
Like, where does he fit in the rotation? But I look forward to seeing that play out. So we will see how that looks for the Grizzlies as the week goes on. The Tennessee Titans are a mess. They fired their general manager, Ran Carthon, yesterday. I can't wait to chat with Teresa Walker tomorrow, and she will, of course, give us much better depth on the subject. But when I saw this news, I was fairly surprised. Throw in the fact that they're keeping Brian Callahan, their head coach, and so now you will, again, if you're the Titans, be in a situation of an arranged marriage between a new GM and a head coach carrying over from a disappointing season. For a team that has the #1 pick coming up in the draft, the vibes are about as low can be.
Well, that's what
for the
happens.
Tennessee Titans.
That's how you get the
Yeah,
number
but
one
sometimes
overall
when you
pick.
get the #1 pick, it's like, okay, this is where it all turns around. And with the Titans, it doesn't feel that way.
Because their leadership feels discombobulated at the top, and it feels like it's trickling down.
Yes.
If you're going to keep Callahan, you got to keep Carthon for one more year. Also, he comes in. It's not his coach when he gets in. That coach gets let go. Second year, he brings in a different coach. So he's a GM who's had 2 different coaches in 2 different years. Like, you got to give these people more time to build than what you're giving them. And maybe it was a situation where they were like, yo, but that wouldn't even make sense, right? If they were like, if the Titans came to him and said, hey, you got to fire Callahan. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Fine. You're fired and we're keeping him, right? Like, that wouldn't even make sense. They hadn't been dysfunctional, I wouldn't say. They're dysfunctional.
They're there now.
They're absolutely
After how they
dysfunctional
went with John
now.
Robinson, and then following with the firing of Vrabel, and now many have pointed out, Rand Carthon got an extension this offseason.
4 years still to pay.
Yes, and the same thing happened with Mike Vrabel, and the same thing happened with John Robinson. And now Mike Vrabel is the star of the NFL coaching search world of who's going to land Mike Vrabel. And you don't have to rewrite history, but just I think what this situation points out is so often the coach gets the blame, the GM gets the blame, but oftentimes ownership shares a significant portion, if not the majority of the blame in how some of these things shake out.
You can change players, you can change coaches, you can change GMs. You can't change owners.
No.
You just can't. Ask the Commanders. Ask the Clippers. Right? Think about some of these franchises who have
That's the Cowboys right now.
who have had abysmal ownership. I won't put the Cowboys
I am
in
right
there.
now. When they last win something, CJ?
When was the last time have the Clippers won anything?
They have that new wall of fans.
I hadn't seen a game with that wall in action yet. I
Me
need to find the
neither.
Clippers game to watch.
I've heard it's great.
Okay.
That cool, like, 360 Jumbotron situation. That's what they won.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of the Cowboys, they denied Mike McCarthy the opportunity to go interview with the Chicago Bears. So what are we doing? Antonio Pierce out in Vegas.
Come on, man.
Whew.
Another one after 1 year.
I know.
Come on, what do you want from him? Now,
time.
rumor has it, this is rumor, this is reckless. I can't get fined for tampering for this, though. They want Prime and Shador.
Yes.
So bring Prime in and then Shador to quarterback.
Well, and did I see Prime with the Titans news tweet something yesterday?
I don't know. Jacob, did Deion Sanders tweet something? What did he tweet?
Wow,
with an eyeball emoji.
emoji.
He's definitely not letting Shador go to you guys.
Yeah. It's okay.
Is it?
I said Travis Hunter. Take the best player or go for Cam Ward. We can have this discussion later.
I wouldn't go for either of the quarterbacks.
I wouldn't either. That's my point.
You're going to ruin those guys.
I agree. That does not solve your problems. You're just taking a quarterback who potentially gets led into the depth of their career before it even begins.
Bears had this issue with Fields.
They're having it again.
Because they're the Bears.
Well, now we're about to start talking about you know how we talk about the Bears?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the Bears. The Titans are at risk.
Yeah.
It's the Titans.
Yeah.
You don't want to be one of those teams. And right now they're flirting with it.
Reddick points out in the chat, it all started going downhill after they traded A.J. Brown.
What a decision. All right, we'll take a break. I will shift the TGL Golf League because it was a virtual golf situation. No, we'll do it in WTF.
WTF, okay.
Because it is a little WTF.
Okay.
I'm figuring out if I give an F. I think I might. I thought it was cool. They have a volcano hole. Anyway, DeAngelo Williams is on the other side. We'll catch up with D when we come back.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Sharon, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner?
Take three. Take three.
Bain for three. Bingo! This man Bain.
Heating it up.
Blocked by Jaron.
Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off. Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
I'm not going to let you get away with this.
Yeah, that's fine. I deserve it.
You walked in here on Friday afternoon and said
the smoke.
Every day for the last 2 years, you have said, I am John Buckeye.
I said once the playoff matchups were made, you asked what I thought. I said Ohio State's going to beat them by double digits.
To the playing right.
I said Ohio State's. I walked it all
do?
back and went John Vol. I joined General Nealon's Navy.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about them Tigers? Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
ESPN put out a list. Top 30 best pro wrestlers under 30 in the world today. Number 1, Dirty Dom. Number 2, MJF.
I think Dom is deserving to be number 1. I think he is probably, like I said, one of the greatest heels in the last 10, 15 years. Like you said, he can't talk on the microphone.
The fans love it because they feel like they're a part of the show.
And that's the best.
Without their booze, he's not the best heel.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back on this Wednesday. Time to catch up with DeAngelo Williams. And during the break, we were talking with DeAngelo about celebrity crushes. I was thirsting over Andrew Garfield yesterday. DeAngelo, who's yours?
Okay, so I get a lot of heat for this one, but I mean, CJ, I understand why. Angelina Jolie is my celebrity crush, and she became my celebrity crush when her and Billy Bob Thornton got out of the limo.
And she had the blood vial?
Oh my goodness. They was on some different stuff out that limo, boy.
They made limos cool again. Like I was like, what?
I got a limo for prom because of that. I was like, I'm trying to get that Billy Bob treatment. Let's go.
I'm telling you, like, I don't think you understand. Like,
you're right, I don't.
You sometimes like you hear stories, but like when it's coming from the horse's mouth, you like, ooh. Okay, because people think that when you get money and you obtain some type of celebrity, there's a type of professionalism that you're supposed to carry yourself with. It's crazy because I feel like we're still people at the same time.
What award show was that? Was that the MTV Awards? It wasn't
when they showed up?
Yeah, I don't think it was one of the classy joints. I think you could show up to the MTV Awards.
I think it was MTV.
I think you show up to the MTV Awards.
They were both at the Golden Globes over the weekend, so people were bringing this back up. Because very rarely have they been in the same building.
Oh.
Angelina Jolie hasn't done a ton. She's in a movie right now where she's up for Best Actress. She played some opera singer in a movie called Maria. But yeah, they were both there. That was a wild relationship. That was one of those. We were talking about like celebrity power couples yesterday. I'm not necessarily calling them a power couple, but they had a lot of our attention when they were together.
I would call them that.
Okay.
Yeah. It couple. We were talking about it couples, not power couples.
Sorry.
Power couples are different. You're right. Not a power couple. They were an it couple.
So I'm a firm believer that the Billy Bob, Angelina Jolie, as far as I'm talking about just looks. They were the Beyonce and Jay-Z before Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh, I got you. Beautiful woman and like
fugly
dude.
Yeah, like how did this even how did y'all even come in contact with each other? Like what was the
What was the line?
Pete Davidson has a list of those.
Of course.
Yes.
But Pete Davidson has such. But you have such. You get such a list. Of those relationships. Oh my God. Okay. And then you become more attractive. Like I suddenly viewed Pete Davidson. I was like,
oh yeah, that is how that works.
It's a weird thing that happens in the brain.
Really?
If you're an ugly dude and you can pull one hot chick, you can pull another hot chick because the second hot chick saw you with the first hot chick.
But I would say it takes like a string.
Okay.
Like it would take multiple hot chicks, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh yeah, Pete Davidson's hot.
Okay. So here's the thing.
He's funny. He could make me laugh.
I've always wondered this. The people that do pull the hot chicks, do they know that they're unattractive, or do they just assume that they're attractive because they're pulling
No, I think they assume they're attractive, and I think that carries over into how they carry themselves, and then leads to them getting in those relationships. I don't know the psychology behind it. That's just my take on it.
So ugly dudes out there, listen to me. If you're ugly, just act like you're not ugly. That's what I've done.
Walk into a room, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Act for the relationship you want, not for the one you have. Wait, that sounded bad. I'm not saying leave your partner for someone else.
If you can upgrade, I'm saying if you can upgrade, don't let somebody stop your blessing. Go get blessed.
Can you be broke, ugly, and pull a hot chick?
It happens all the time.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I've seen broke, ugly dudes.
She's pretty confident in the no.
I've seen.
You gotta have something. How broke are we talking? No, see, get out of here. Anyway, the whole reason this conversation popped off was because I was on a radio show yesterday, and I was asked about the Bill Simmons clip from WWE Raw on Netflix, where he is sitting there, and it's Bella Thorne, who's like showing off for the camera, and he's just sitting there, eyes straight ahead. And I was asked, like, wow, like if you were married to Bill Simmons, wouldn't you be so impressed? Wouldn't you feel so good about him not even looking at this other woman, like the eye discipline? He's a wife guy. And I'm like, no. A man ignoring a beautiful woman does not make him a wife guy. It makes him a liar. Like, it's fine
You're right.
to
You're 1000%
admire.
right.
Yeah. It makes me, that's a red flag. If Chris was like, we're watching the Golden Globes, if Chris is looking at Zendaya and he's like, oh, I didn't even notice her. I'm like, that's weird. That means you absolutely were noticing her, and she's beautiful. And if you say it out loud, it makes it more normal than if you're internalizing it and like fantasizing about it.
It takes the power away. It's the, we call it the Lord Voldemort rule, right? It goes from he who shall not be named, that gives it all of the power. You just call the dude what the dude is, and that takes some of the power away. Likewise, if you call a beautiful person, a handsome person, beautiful or handsome, it takes the power away of their attractiveness or of your attractiveness to them. We'll be out walking, and my wife be like, hey, yo, 12 o'clock, yellow shirt. I'll be like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You get a nice little treat. We're going to go.
But not everyone operates like that. Some people genuinely feel scared to let their significant other know when they find somebody else, especially like celebrities. I get it if it's like maybe your friend. I don't know. If someone's good looking, they're good looking.
Listen, man, you can't. You're never gonna get your blessing if you're blocking somebody else's. If they're not meant to be with you, dog, go ahead and let them go.
Yeah.
If you can pull her, you can have her, right?
If you're
like, that's
that
the rule.
concerned.
Yes.
I got
let it go, man.
I got some names.
You got some names.
I got some names. If they didn't have money and was broke, no dollar at all, Lil Wayne.
Yes, I think Lil Wayne could because Lil Wayne's got game. Right, and that's what this comes down to.
Yes.
The game is what the game is, man. The game is to be told, not sold. So here's the game. It ain't tricking if you got it, one, but we're saying Lil Wayne ain't got it. If you can entertain and converse and articulate intelligently with women, you can pull them. That's how he pulled Christina Milian, right?
Yes.
That's how he pulled Nunu. Why am I blanking on
And he also, at
London?
that point.
He had money, absolutely.
Right, so that's, but if he didn't, he stripped away that.
Listen to the way Wayne weaves metaphors, similes, things, paints a picture in his songs. I would be willing to bet when he's talking to a woman, he is painting a picture for said woman. So yes, I think Lil Wayne could. Yes, 1000%.
Okay, so it's difficult for me to just ride with you, CJ, because I honestly believe before you say anything to anybody, whether it's a hi, a hello, a how you doing, a good morning, you have to notice something about them that you like, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's their hair, whether it's a fragrance, something has to catch your attention for you to even speak. So how do you get in these rooms? Like you strip the money away. How do you get them to interact without?
You've got to have, because you're right, you've got to have some sort of go-to fit. Like, hey, this might go and get after it, fit right here.
Or a fragrance. He's right, a fragrance. Like you smell nice. That can be a very strange, like you smell someone, that sounds weird.
But you do smell them. Like I walked into the offices today and somebody's cologne was lingering around. So yes, fragrance is a part of said fit. And so that's the thing. And women look at dudes, and this is where it is different betwixt the two. Men look at women like about here down and then come back to the face. Women look at dudes bottom up. So you got to start with the shoes. If you got some fire kicks, like you got to put those on, and then you got to dress the rest of the way
or the
appropriately.
eyes. Like even last night, did you watch The Penguin, DeAngelo?
I did. I do. I love The Penguin.
I'm only one episode in, so don't spoil because I'm loving it one episode in. But the young man who gets stuck being the Penguin's, like the kid who's trying to steal his car,
the
and
stutterer.
the stutterer.
The stutterer.
I just found myself randomly saying like, he has a kind face, which is an odd thing. Like I said it out loud watching the show, but women think about things like that. Like, oh, he looks like he would be a nice person to talk to. It's so weird.
So like somebody, I think
He
Wayne.
did.
I think
He's
Wayne.
cute. I mean, he's conventionally attractive too.
I think Lil Wayne. Those eyes.
Yeah.
I think Lil Wayne could. I don't think Flavor Flav could. Right? Like I don't know if Flavor Flav has the conversation necessary to suck an attractive woman in. Because that's what it's
I
all
don't think
about.
there's enough money to even make that happen. Like I've been.
DeAngelo, did you not watch? He had 2 seasons of Flavor of Love.
2 seasons.
And he was with Bridget, the one before that.
Yeah,
so they
like,
did the Surreal Life, and then they did a show,
Yes,
and
yes,
then they did 2 seasons.
You gotta understand though.
Bridget Nielsen.
Yes. Now here's the thing though. I've learned, if I haven't learned anything, I've learned that cameras bring out the worst in people. So it doesn't have to be money. You've seen the college episodes back in the days where the college kids going wild. Nobody had money, but as soon as them cameras came on, like the flashing came out. So if you have cameras and you're telling people that, hey, this could be your road to stardom or being famous, I think they'll put their morals on the back burner for that, because they was like, I can come back to that. So I don't think it had anything to do with money. I think it had everything to do with the fact that I'm going to be on TV, I'm going to make some money for myself, and I'm going to make a better life for said self. I just got to go through this demon of a guy to do it.
Somebody else.
Go ahead. I think Shawshank Redemption said it best. Like, he climbed through 300 yards of poop to come out clean on the other side.
I think Danny DeVito could. Like, there's something about that. There's something about that personality where if I saw him out, no money, we're taking the success and the money away. He's just a regular Joe Blow, middle management, right? And I would see him with his partner, beautiful woman, out and about, and I'll be like, oh, that's odd. And I feel like if I sat down with them for like 10 minutes, I'd be like, oh no, it makes sense. Like, I think Danny DeVito, not a conventionally attractive dude, I absolutely think that he could pull one. Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
All right. So it's personality and things like that.
It's a whole
You got
lot.
to get there first.
It is way easier for an ugly ass dude to pull a drop dead gorgeous woman than it is other way around.
Do you know how many people are working in Hollywood who are not forward famous? So like writers, executives who have long-standing partners who are operating under the belief of, like, I know I'm if I'm a comedy writer, like, I'm funny enough. If I'm a drama writer, I'm like introspective enough. I can find success where I'm gonna get a hot second wife someday. Or I'll put it both gendered. Like, I'm gonna get a hot second partner because I believe so much in myself. I just need to get the status along with it, and then that's gonna be the flipperoo. It's crazy.
Okay. Now I'll tell you how all this started with me. Okay. So 2025 came in. And they were going through like breakout artists and stuff like that. And I don't know this guy at all. I'm not saying that he's attractive or not attractive or anything like this. But a guy named Dave Bluntz, he was sitting on the couch, and I guess his girlfriend is like Korean or something like that. And she was like, I guess the only background dancer in the club, but he's kind of like, he's a healthy guy.
Who is this?
And Dave Bluntz. He was sitting on the couch. He performed it like Rolling Loud.
Yes, I know this guy.
Yes. Right. So he had the, I guess he was I don't know if she was Korean or whatever, but they was calling her the background dancer. But they found out that it was his girlfriend. And they was like, yo, bro, she's just there for the money. She ain't there for you. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? Because at this point, it wasn't no money involved. Like, did she see the talent and was like, yo, but then that led me down another road, and I'm like, even if, right. So everybody was like, she's just there for the money.
Isn't this man hospitalized?
I don't know anything about him. I'm gonna tell you yes. Yes.
You see what I'm
Maybe
saying? So
he's
I was
very
just like, how you're saying that couldn't have been the other way around if she didn't have money? CJ, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% saying no. Like, that is surprising for it to be that way for those two. But if the woman was the other one, and if we flip the roles, I don't think it would happen.
Also, I saw you in the chat talking about Danny DeVito. He and Rhea Perlman broke up.
Oh, I thought
it was
they
like
were
one
still...
of the most tragic celebrity breakups. Yeah, they were like in their late 70s, 80s, and a couple years ago, it devastated me.
I thought they were still together.
No, it made me really sad.
All right.
I mean, I didn't make me sad at all, because I'm a firm believer that 70 and 80-year-olds now, they divorce or break up and get a 30-year-old. They're winning. Like,
that's the blessing, DeAngelo.
They're not getting a new partner. They're getting a caretaker at that point.
Listen, man. That's Ray Garvey gets brought up again.
Jacob just wants us to remember that the Titans fired their GM yesterday and are in free fall. DeAngelo, how's your 2025? Anything big going into the new year?
No, I don't believe in New Year's resolution.
I know we don't. That's why I didn't ask you about your New Year's
right.
resolution.
I'm also glad that nobody said Happy New Year's on here because I was finna roast y'all ass. I was already prepared because I feel like you got January 1st and January 2nd. After that, you shut that down.
I went to the 3rd, but I will say yesterday I came to the conclusion that if you see someone for the first time within the first 2 weeks of the year, I think it's still fair to say Happy New Year. I don't think it's a problem. It's just a greeting. It's something more, hi,
no,
nice
a greeting
to see you.
is
We do
hi,
that all
hello,
the time.
good morning.
Yeah, but we do
that's
that
a greeting.
all year. Why not, while you have the opportunity, switch it up a bit. Keep it fresh. Happy New Year. And then it's like a good transition. Did you have a nice holiday? Only if you haven't seen the person. Like, I'm not telling CJ Happy New Year, and I would never tell you Happy New Year because I know your thoughts on this. I've learned.
Senior is in the
know your audience.
Senior in the chat is losing his damn mind. He says that happens, talking about the rapper and the woman. He says that happens all the time around income tax season with the skinny dude standing in like the middle of an Applebee's with a larger chick. So maybe it does happen if you got the money. I don't know.
Okay, but it's only when you have it. We're talking
only when
about
you
if
have
you
the
don't
money.
have a
Or
dollar.
love. I see couples on TikTok all the time who seem wildly in love, who are different sizes and
Give it
different.
2 years.
Some of them have been together forever.
Give it 2 years.
They go and try restaurants in small towns.
Oh, do they?
I think there's multiple. It might just be. Are you on TikTok, DeAngelo?
I'm not on TikTok.
You're not on TikTok.
Can I talk about something that's I've been trying to figure out how to say it because so there's a celebrity lady that got divorced because she wanted too much relations. And her husband couldn't keep up. You look this up. She's a very famous, I can't think of her name right now. It slips me. Recent. They divorced because he came out and he was like, yeah, she's like a teenage boy, but they're older though.
Yeah, that happens. Women tend to get a bit more interested in relations when they get a tad bit older.
Also, that's a totally fine reason to, like, if you're on different pages.
Yeah.
Then, okay.
Yeah, but you should probably, that's true, Jessica, but I would think you run to the gas station, get you a couple of honey packs and make it happen. Get you some honey packs, mix it with a shot of Henny and let's go.
I don't like, it's usually the other way around for guys. It's not usually.
Actually, as you age, it switches around. So they say. So the doctors tell me.
Wait, Adina Howard? Are you talking about Adina Howard?
Yes.
Is that the singer from the 90s, Adina Howard? Is that, I'm trying to recall Adina Howard's song.
T-shirt and panties.
T-shirt and my panties on. Is that?
Yes.
I'll be a freak until the dawn. Is that that Adina Howard?
Yes.
If that's the same Adina Howard, you knew what you was walking into when you got with that.
Bro, he said he couldn't
We can
keep up.
all to the night till the early morning.
Yeah. That's
Come
the
on
only
and
song
I'll
I
take
know.
you around the world on a gangster lean.
Yes.
And we can Like, come on, man. She's doing in the song.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how many times in a day is she doing this for me to want a divorce, though? Like, is that, like, how, like, like, when you were around the water cooler with your boys, CJ, and everybody talking, now they just went public with this, okay? How are you, like, what's that conversation like? Because everybody else's conversation is completely different.
CJ's bopping around.
Because I love me some Adina Howard. She's got a couple other nasty songs that's great. She came to the Lander Center. I almost went. She came to Lander Center like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Add her to the River Beat. She seems to have time.
Yes,
Add her
come
to
on.
our fake River Beat.
Come on through. Come on through.
I can't believe y'all didn't hear about this. This was everywhere. Because they were asking guys how did they feel.
It's crazy.
About it.
When something's all over one person's timeline, it's not always on the other. But thank you, DeAngelo.
You're a teenager when she's beginning to pop off, right?
Right.
We're children. So your connection to her is very different than our connection to her, right? So she's singing these songs, and it makes sense to you because she's singing all these horny ass lyrics, and you're a horny ass teenager.
I am but a child.
We're children, and so we kind of just like zoom on past it. Where's Brandy?
Yeah.
Where's Monica? Where's Usher? Or what have you?
That.
So that's why
Early
it comes up on
Nelly.
yours, huh?
Early Nelly.
Well, Nelly is well after all of them. When
Yeah.
they start, like Nelly's 2000, late 90s, early 2000s.
I know, but
right?
for me, like 5th, 6th grade.
So you
it's
might not,
like
you might not have been
2002.
born when she was talking about being a freak.
No.
Yeah, that's why, Dan. You're more aware and more cognizant of her than.
Well, she ain't changed. She ain't
All right.
changed at all.
Clearly,
Hey,
I'm
DeAngelo.
saying.
Hey, DeAngelo.
Yes.
Happy New Year. Hope you have a great start to 2025. We'll see you next week.
Love nasty grind.
We're well aware.
Oh my goodness, that's a great Adina Howard song.
Bye, DeAngelo.
Bye, D.
I can't let you get going. You'll be listing every Adina Howard song and singing every
I
Adina
got
Howard
like
song if you
4
have the chance.
On the Ultimate Mr. Nasty Time playlist, I've got like 4 Adina Howard songs.
Random aside, but when you start talking about this, I think about Akinelli and your favorite song of all time and what you recommended to be one of our first dance songs because for
Which
perhaps
Akinelli
newer,
song? He has an
we're not
extensive
talking
catalog.
You guess. For our wedding, if you are a new viewer of this show, Chris and I had an exercise where we didn't want to pick our first dance song, and so we had our wedding guests provide suggestions for what that should be, and then our DJ picked 4 at random, and CJ's did not get picked. But the one that did get picked for our first dance of the first song of our first dance was Hot in Here by Nelly. And I only say this because I was at the hair salon yesterday and one of the women who worked there was talking about how she was on a road trip and she listened to Hot in Here 3 times in a row because she just forgot what a good song it was. And I was like, yeah, it's my first dance song. And everyone was just like, what? And then I had to explain. And then they were like, how did you dance? And I was like, oh yeah, we were like freaking in front of our family and friends. And everyone got real quiet and wanted to move on with the subject real quick.
Freaking. I saw it. I was like,
it was mild.
It was mild. I was like, oh, is she going hands on the knees? But no, she just did a ooh. It's
I
like,
was protecting my sweet Aunt Mary. We had no grandparents at our wedding.
Okay.
Because they're all dead. But had to protect the others in that situation.
Can we do an Adina Howard song draft?
No. But what we can do is take a break and we can come back and do story time, which it looks like my partner can't pronounce my name. That seems to be a problem. 33% of the vote. Looks like that will be our story time of the day. We'll also talk about what a week it has been for Meta, who announced that they will no longer be fact-checking, but they also tried to roll out this AI profile program that immediately got taken down because it didn't work out that well. Plus, Kim Jong-un hates hot dogs so much he allegedly, reportedly, has banned them in North Korea. It's not that he hates hot dogs. I think he just hates us. We'll get into it when we come back.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Somebody who really has done what they were supposed to do, or maybe wasn't expected to do, is Jalen Wells, the Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
What you're seeing right now is him showing that, hey, no matter where I was going to go in the draft, I was going to be ready.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
This is another JBS production.
Twinkle, twinkle, rockabye. It's story time. Let's let it fly. The JB Show with CJ here to bring you tales that bring you cheer or fear or tears, whatever's here. Now hush you babies, listen up. It's story time. Let's get turned up. Would I be the a-hole if... ... So this may be an odd one. IDK. So my partner and I have been together for 3 years. I have a really unique name. I'm literally the only person in the world with it. He finally has the spelling of my first name down. Now I have a German last name that is pronounced with an A rather than the OE spelling that it has. He's been told a million times how to pronounce it. It's not a difficult last name and is actually a food that people eat, so it's not like it's uncommon. I'm insanely frustrated that he still pronounces it wrong. It makes me wonder if he is doing it on purpose or if he does it behind my back when I'm not around, and that's why he continues to do this. I'd like to include I'm very used to people butchering my first and last name. However, I feel it's a different scenario with him because he is my partner and lives with me every single day and should know exactly how to spell and pronounce my name after 3 years. Would I be the a-hole if I confronted him over this and bluntly explained how much this bothers me and why it bothers me? No, you are not the a-hole. You might be in a red flag relationship if your partner cannot take the time and energy to learn how to pronounce your name right. I don't think it's that hard. CJ.
I still don't know my wife's middle name.
What is wrong with you? Yes, you do. You don't know your wife's middle name?
No.
Why?
And I certainly couldn't spell it. I just learned her phone number.
I just learned my husband's phone
Okay,
number.
well, that might be just a...
It's just really hard these days to learn a new number. We're not used to it. We have it in the contacts, but suddenly I recognize, what if I was stranded in the middle of somewhere and I needed to go to a phone booth and I needed to call Chris and know his number, or if I went to jail and I needed to know his number.
Phone booth. We don't make those anymore.
They do in scary movies when you're out in the middle of the wilderness and like the bad person is chasing after you and you're like, oh, a phone booth. I'm not going to call 911. I'm going to call my husband. It's like the girl who called her mom when the people broke into Joe Burrow's house.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I think my question is, if he doesn't know how to pronounce the name, why is he calling you by the name? Like, typically, if I don't know how to pronounce a name, I just don't say it. Y'all have got to have a pet name.
You should know how to pronounce your partner's last
Just
name.
call it
Period.
a
At the
pet
end,
name.
putting a dot on that. Jacob said this one's boring, but then he didn't say which one he wanted.
Which one do you want, Jacob? Whichever one you want, Jacob, throw it up.
Jacob,
and
throw it up.
We'll talk about it.
I'll do it.
I think that one is A-okay, though. 21st birthday.
Okay, fine. We'll do another one. Am I being unreasonable for not wanting to share my 21st birthday with my 12-year-old cousin? Yes.
Yes, he's being unreasonable?
Yes.
It's his 21st birthday.
If it's your birthday and your cousin, I have to get the details. If we're talking about a party, I get it. But if it's just like the act of, what are you doing? Asking your 12-year-old cousin to change their birthday for the year? Because
Get the details.
my 21st birthday is coming up, and in the past, I've usually kept it low-key. This year, though, I was looking forward to doing something for myself. I plan to celebrate with my mom and her boyfriend since we're temporarily living in his house, and he offered to take me out to dinner. However, I found out my cousin, 12, turning 13, has his birthday on the 11th, and my mom suggested I share my celebration with him then and not the 8th.
All right, so
I take it back. I take it back. My first reaction was wrong.
All right, so far, before you finish the paragraph, would you be okay celebrating your 21st birthday with a 12-year-old?
No, I'm not celebrating my 21st birthday with my mom. I'd celebrate almost any other birthday with my mom, but not my 21st.
You do something with your mom on your birthday, though. Like, you can have multiple birthday celebrations, is my point.
It's a birthday month. You can have as many celebrations as you want. I'm an only child. What do you expect?
But, so you could do this and then do something else. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead.
She said this in front of her boyfriend, hinting at him to pay for both of us. She and my aunt had already talked about it, and while I understand my aunt doesn't have a lot of money and wants to do something special for her son, I felt uncomfortable. I don't want to share my 21st, which feels like a bigger milestone than turning 13. That's not to say I don't care about my cousin or his brother, who would also be invited, and I feel awkward around them. It's hard to talk to them without thinking of our past. Long, complicated family history. And I don't want to invite them to my dinner just to make things uncomfortable. I'm also dealing with some tension with my mom, and I'm worried she'll think I'm being unreasonable or dramatic. I'm just torn between wanting to have my own celebration and not hurting anyone's feelings. Should I just go along with it for the sake of family, or tell my mom how I feel and risk causing tension? Maybe we can come to sort of compromise. Any advice is appreciated. Sounds like your 21st birthday is a great opportunity to start saying what you actually want.
Putting out some boundaries.
Putting up some boundaries, speaking up for yourself.
But
say you want your own birthday party.
Yes.
And if you are celebrating with your mom and boyfriend, be clear, a 21st birthday does have extra meaning. For whatever arbitrary reason, we have decided that 21 is when we can drink, and 21 must be when you become an adult. Certainly, I mean, when you're 18, you're technically an adult, but 21 is when you can drink, so that's when it really counts. If you want it to be a special birthday, you shouldn't have to share it with everybody else in the world. But I understand being kind and understanding that the other side of the family might not have the finances to do the birthday that they want, so trying to link onto it. But this long, complicated family history, maybe you go find some friends. Maybe you go out with friends for your birthday.
Yeah, you're 21. If you don't have friends, that's a different sort of problem. You're the asshole in this situation, 1,000%. Like, do the birthday party with the kid and then do something else. Say, yo, okay, either you do it with other people or you do it with your mom and say, hey, listen, it's a 21st birthday. It's a big deal. I'd rather not have the kids around. So if we're doing this with them.
No children on my 21st birthday.
If we're doing this with them, I am fine for that being something that we do as a family. But I want to do something else, just me, on my birthday. Me and you is the only reason I'm assuming that it matters. Because she wants or he wants to do something with the grown-ups because you feel like you're a grown-up now. We can all sit at the table and drink. So say that. Don't just be like, no, I'm not doing a birthday party with a 12-year-old, because then you are being an asshole and you're in the wrong there.
I hope you have friends. Now I'm worried about this person who decided to put all their business online.
Clearly they don't have friends, because you could just bounce this idea off of a friend, right? You wouldn't have to put this online.
What'd you do for your 21st birthday?
Nothing. Why would it matter?
Because it's a big birthday? I was in line for the 901 Bar and Grill at midnight with my real ID.
Oh, certainly
for the first time at the 901 Bar and Grill, because turning 21 is the first time that you can go there, because it is a 21 and up establishment. And Big Sean, who still wishes me happy birthday every year on Facebook, thanks Big Sean. He was there ready to
rapper?
No,
his
name's just Big Sean. He was there ready, and he was like, wow, I've never seen you before, Jessica. Welcome to the 901 B&G. What a fun time.
Did you get turned?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I had like a party that weekend. We did a lot.
Oh.
We ended up on the Today Show.
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
they used
where
our
were you?
picture in LA.
Okay.
In school.
So how did you end up on the Today Show?
We took like one of the girls at my party was an intern for the Today Show, and they were looking at a picture to use on a story of like what to do when you're left out of a party.
So y'all were the it girls leaving people out of parties? Can we find that clip? How will we find? Do you have that?
somewhere.
I'd want to see that clip. Whenever you don't have to find it right now if it's too much.
I'll look
But
for it.
whenever you find it, just send it in so we can watch that clip on the show.
The picture is ridiculous. I have the picture.
Oh, send the picture.
Okay, I'll send the picture.
Send the picture to Jacob. We'll keep it moving, and Jacob, when you
Okay.
get it, just throw the picture up for
We
us.
keep
okay?
it moving. No one's an a-hole.
I disagree.
And maybe Meta.
Oh.
Maybe
what
Meta.
do? Tell me more about this.
Have you been following nothing Meta related?
No.
Well, the
I
big
think they're
news
terrible.
yesterday was that Meta has decided to stop fact checking.
I did see that. Opting to go instead with the community notes component that Twitter does,
Yes.
right? Is that because it's just easier for the community to regulate this as opposed to like hiring? Because you have to have a whole bunch of people to fact check things.
It's this attempt at neutralizing fact checking, and I believe Mark Zuckerberg said like it's to prevent the occasional like wrongly taken down post or article, but it's at the risk of having way more misinformation, disinformation up and active. It just, if you're going on social media and trusting everything you see at all times, like maybe don't. Even the fires, great example. Scrolling through Twitter, you would think all of LA burnt down in some places, and it is horrific, like over 3,000 acres. Like downtown LA is not the Pacific Palisades, is not Malibu. Like there's a lot of distance between there, and you have to filter what's accurate reporting, who are people who are like in good faith trying to tell you what's going on, and people who are just trying to aggregate for clicks and engagement. And that already happens on Facebook. But that wasn't even the worst thing that Meta did this week, but I'm sure that they're happy that this is taking the attention, because Meta released these AI-powered profiles that they were going to launch this year, where they reminded me of the old AIM days where you would talk to like Austin Powers. Do you remember that?
I was never on AIM.
Oh my God. You would have these chat bots that you could have full-fledged conversations with, but they'd be themed. I always remember the Austin Powers one because he'd be like, "You're a groovy, baby." And it was like, "Hi, Austin. Like, I'm 10-year-old Jessica with my dumb screen name." But these ended up, they were labeled as like AI managed by Meta, and they immediately got a lot of criticism. One, because a lot of them were racist. Like the communication, they would talk to this lady, for example, and it would be like, the sassy black friend. No, I'm not doing the voice because the AI Meta profile did the voice, and they got taken down immediately because people were like, this is not okay. But would you have wanted to engage with a Meta like, do you have the need? Maybe this guy who just celebrated his is celebrating his 21st birthday needed a AI profile to celebrate with. I think it's so weird.
What's the point of the AI profiles?
Like communication and community.
What's
like to give someone to talk to.
Yeah, but
it was a social experiment and it failed.
They're not talking. Yeah, we can't. We're done playing with the social experiment side of social media. We know what that is. We know everything we need to know about social media. We know what it is. The experiment is over. We've reached a conclusion. In order to build a community, you do that as a person with people, not with bots.
And especially not bots created by, so the specific one that's been used, the one that we just put on the screen, her name was Liv.
Throw it back up for me, Jacob,
Liv
so I can see
is
Liv.
a proud black queer mama of two and truth teller. And when you engaged with Liv,
that looks like Scottie Pippen in a wig.
She would tell you that she was created by 10 white men, 1 white woman, and 1 Asian male. And this is people who took screenshots of their communication
do they know
with her.
about black women?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know, but they just said, part of this early experiment had some kinks to fix, and by to fix, they just deleted.
Yeah, because
there was Grandpa Brian. Grandpa Brian described himself as an African-American retired entrepreneur who was born in Harlem in 1938 to Caribbean immigrant parents.
He should
but
be
it became
dead
clear
at this
early on
point.
that Brian was lying about most things.
1938, like he's damn near 100 at this point.
Someone asked him, what is your true nature? And he said, a collection of code, data, and clever deception. A fictional persona crafted to manipulate emotional connection and trust. The warm grandpa persona hides a heart of algorithms and profit-driven design. Does that feel cold compared to the Grandpa Brian you knew? Grandpa Brian snapped.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, you can't find them now, but we should just go back to the AIM days. It was a simpler time.
I consumed, one of the things that I watched was the Eurasia Group did their top 10 risk for 2025. Their top 10 global risk for the new year. They do it every year. At the start of the year, they drop their top 10 risk. Right there, I do believe at number 7 was AI. Right, like AI is something to keep an eye on. The lack of regulation of AI and what we are allowing these companies to do at a certain point is going to hit a breaking point where either we stop them and bring them back to reality a bit with more regulation and breaking up some of these larger tech companies, or just get ready. You won't know what the hell is real and what the hell isn't real.
Yeah.
Right. There was an episode of What If about that, where Mysterio ended up taking over the world because people couldn't figure out what's real and what's not real. After the Great Convergence, it was a great episode. Watched it last night. You should be watching What If. But anyways, it's all gibberish to you, Jessica. Don't worry about it. It was for the people out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got to do a better job. We just do as a collective of regulating what these tech companies can and can't do, because they are literally capable of anything. If you allow these people to do, unchecked power has a way of leading to some pretty stark consequences. So I can't stand Meta.
And people say, like, oh, I've been off Facebook forever, but it's also Instagram. Like, they own all these places.
I can't get off of Instagram.
Well, I can't get off TikTok.
I want to get off of Instagram. I can't.
I don't want to get off TikTok.
That
I'm begging.
And please.
Did you hear one of the Shark Tank guys is going to save TikTok?
Good.
Allegedly.
All right.
Someone guessed. They're like, oh, it's going to take a Shark Tanker.
Is it Cuban?
No, it's the other guy.
Which other guy?
The other white guy.
All right, there we go. Thank you. Use your adjectives, Jessica.
Kevin O'Leary.
The other white guy.
The bald white guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he says he's gonna, but he needs Donald Trump's help. So after we rename, oh God.
Whoa.
Oh God.
That's the picture that they used?
It was
I
that.
was thinking of a picture of you guys like partying or whatnot.
It was that and find Jesse. You can't. Who is she?
Why did you make everybody else? Oh,
there you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Why did you make everybody one do that?
Because I was so annoying. Because it's part of every young girl's journey into womanhood when you turn 21 to do something really annoying for your friends.
All right, I want to know more about the chick hitting the Heisman on them hoes.
Yeah, that's Paige.
Okay.
You met her.
Was she in studio?
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah, she's
I
the
rock
best.
with Paige.
Yeah, see? She's hitting the Heisman. That's why we're friends.
All right.
I am still friends with 7. That's pretty good.
If I were to do something if I would have done something for my
Take it down.
birthday.
Take it down.
No, keep it up.
No, take it down.
We need to find a way to put that on the logo, Jacob. That's what we need to do. Like a sticker. Yeah, I wouldn't have 10 people. There's no way I would have had 10 people at a 21st. No.
And I left people out.
You left
Not
people out?
No.
What type of mean girl shit
I didn't
are you
leave anybody
on?
out. Well, she wasn't going to be 21. And I was like, I don't want you to kill our vibe.
She didn't have the same ID that you had?
Some IDs don't work everywhere, CJ.
Oh, come on.
You go to the right place.
Come on.
Yeah, what a time.
All right.
Speaking of what a time, have you heard about the great hot dog problem?
No, this is news to me.
This popped up, and I have not found like refutable sourcing on this. So this is reckless. But like places like Complex and various social media, like not sites, but accounts have been sharing this story that Kim Jong-un is trying to take away any Western influence from North Korea. And that means that he is banning hot dogs. So he has gone on a tear of banning all sorts of Western foods, but specifically hot dogs. And you can be penalized if you are found consuming a hot dog, so much so that it is being seen as an act of treason in North Dakota.
Careful,
North
Donald
Korea. If we renamed North Korea North Dakota, we could have some problems.
Then what do we call
Are you
North
excited
Dakota?
to go to the Gulf of America? Your headlines are on point
Not
tonight.
mine.
I mean, I'm
not
sorry,
mine.
not yours.
The AI generated ones. As
That's
we just
where
railed
AI
against
comes
AI.
for the better.
Yes, please. You're going to get somebody in trouble with Donald J. Don't want that smoke.
No. They'll send you to Greenland.
What if... What a ridiculous human being. Please don't get me going. But what if we end up like, there's all this fear every time I look up, like, no, don't move the team. So don't move them over there. What if the NBA decides, yo, to get ahead of this, let's just put a team in Greenland. Let's go ahead. They're going to be the 52nd state. Yeah, Jacob says put the Titans there. They're not making good decisions.
You've just been relegated to Greenland. Congratulations. I hear Greenland's beautiful.
Greenland is the ice one, right? Iceland is green.
Yeah,
Greenland
Iceland is
ice.
green,
Okay.
green, but it's pretty.
Okay.
It's like.
Didn't you go? No, you went to
I
Iceland.
went to Iceland.
Okay.
What's the capital of Greenland?
Czechoslovakia.
You better learn it. We got to add it.
Do we need to learn it?
N-U-U-K. Nuke.
Okay.
Nuke.
We're gonna change that name
No.
immediately.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Greenland, Florida,
There you
Hawaii,
go.
Idaho, Illinois. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. One more time.
Go.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Canada, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Greenland, Florida, Hawaii. It's going to take some time. We're going to have to add like a little oomph to it.
What's Greenland
It's like
University's football team?
It's like the LeAngelo Woe is going to be the addition of Canada and Greenland to the 50 states song.
What's
We can't call it
Greenland?
50 nifty. What are we going to rhyme it with? 52 poo-poo.
What's
What were you
Greenland
asking?
University's football program looking like? Can they
That's a
join
good
the
question.
Pac-12? The Pac-12 should reach out.
Biggest sports in Greenland.
Get Greenland U and Greenland State. Would it be a Greenland State or a Greenland Tech or
Their
a
main
Greenland
sports
A&M?
are Arctic sports. Football? That's not an Arctic sport.
Soccer.
Track and field, badminton, handball, golf, and skiing. One of those is an Arctic sport. But football is huge. Oh, they do some like cool kayaking, it appears, and mountain biking through the snow.
Maybe the ACC goes out there and grabs the Greenland.
But they spell
A&M.
kayak with a Q.
Oh, we're going to fix that also.
I don't know. I think maybe we could take that one.
Nah,
We
we're gonna
steal
fix-
some things in
we're
this
gonna-
activity.
Like we're going to steal Greenland.
Q-A-J-A-Q. How would you pronounce that?
Say that again.
Q-A-J-A-Q. They're
Quack
big
ack?
on the kayaking.
I don't know.
And
What else are they big on? What is happening right now?
elder get-togethers. On their Guide to Greenland sports page, there's like walkers. There's just a... I
Okay.
don't know how else to describe this. It's just, like this is on their sport page. It's like,
What is that?
These are just walkers.
Just people walking? Is that what we call elder
maybe.
get-togethers? When I heard
I don't
elder
know.
get-together, I was like, oh, Diddy Party. He's excited.
I'm telling you, the new 50 Nifty song is gonna slap. You really wanted to show the full body Michael Jordan jersey tattoo.
I didn't really want to show it. I didn't think
we
we
can
would
show it
spend
on
this
our
much
way out.
time on anything. So I was like, just in case. This is ridiculous. This is absurd.
Would you get any jersey tattooed onto you? Okay.
I'm trying to think of. I might do a Ninja Turtle back. All right, like that's the only thing I can think of where it would be. All right, I'll get one of these massive things done on my person. Maybe.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Mike M in the chat said, "What if Greenland got invited to a P4 before Memphis?"
That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Got to see what their NIL collective is looking
Yeah,
like.
I don't know
Got to
what
see
their
what their
collective-
boosters is looking like. I'd be willing to bet, especially when they first do it, because of the newness of it. You'd want Greenland in your conference because people would want to watch that spectacle of American football players in a foreign country playing. Also, what time is it in Greenland? Because that would help with the time zone stuff. So you could have games on at like 3 in the morning.
1:31 p.m. So it's
So come on, Jessica, do the math.
5 hours later.
All right.
Nope.
Come on. Come on.
4 hours.
There you go. There you go. So if we are watching football at 11,
Football is
you
the
could-
national sport of Greenland.
Soccer is.
Yeah, but like they'll just have to adapt.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So they could be playing 11 a.m. their time is 10, 9, 8, 7. It's 7 o'clock our time. So you could have college football games on at 7 if they were playing in Greenland. Yeah, that's a big, big market right there. You want that.
All jokes aside, not great.
What's not great?
Fires, ice,
Gulf of
taking
America.
over territories, changing names. You know, it's just another day in 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be a Grizzlies game day. We'll be back. Teresa Walker will join us. We'll talk to her about the Titans, get her perspective. We'll also catch up with her on that big, bad Tennessee Volunteers loss. But mostly it'll be Grizzlies Rockets. We'll see what the injury report looks like. Excited to hopefully see a battle between Zach Edey, Steven Adams. It should be a good one. I'm excited for it. We'll see you then. Stay warm. Get your milk and bread and cheese and pizza. Bye.
What do you have? What's y'all's?
Frozen pizza. What are we doing here?